Are you going to work for me? Yay, it's working. I had to poke it a few times to make it work. Don't set yourself on fire. I've done that before. I've done it before. I caught my hair on fire with a candle once and my cat got his tail on fire. I know. Clever, me. It wasn't. I've done some weird things in my time, don't worry. Has everyone had a good week though? All good? Yeah. I was going to look up when the next one is, but I forgot to do it. So, you know, it's me. We've got Graham with us tonight, who is absolutely brilliant to have him back. He's a fantastic medium. Unfortunately, his lovely wife is not feeling very well today, so couldn't come along with us. But yeah, if we can make Graham welcome, that would be lovely. Yeah. So if you just want to open in any way you can for me, that would be great, and then I will bore everybody afterwards.
Join me in prayer, please. Dear Divine Spirit, the energy here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Dear Divine Spirit, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope that we have a lovely evening. Please bring all your spiritual friends, and I will bring certain positive and strength messages, hopefully to each and every one of you. And please maybe send healing to the world as well, but please don't forget about yourself. Amen.
Thank you. Right, you know the drill by now. I've got the healing book, going to read it out, going to put some names in it. It's all good. Great Spirit, in this time of gathering darkness, as the nights draw in and the world finally grows colder, I had to put the finally in there because it's been way too warm, we share a thought for those around the world and in our own country who need a little more care and attention. We send healing, love and light to all those in need and those listed below. It's got Darren, AC, Dougie, Caledonia, Vicky, Michael, Victor, Maxine, Scott, Katie, Craig, Sue, Robert and Sam. If you could just take a moment just to think about them, that would be great. Lovely, thank you. I've got someone walking about near me as well over here, being in the way, pushing past me.
It came across it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, where's the way? I spoke to a friend of mine the other day, and they're expecting their second baby. And the thing that she said to me was she really wished that her mum and her granddad could have seen her kids, because they both passed away before our little one's born. And okay, then I opened it and came across this story, so I'm guessing this is where I'm supposed to be reading out tonight. It's just a story of this lady that had lost her grandparents and how they showed that they were around still. Holding my newborn son in my arms, I looked down into his perfect little face and felt tears welling up in my eyes. George, born in May 2021, was my second son, and I was over the moon to be a mum again, but it was bittersweet. My granddad had passed in October 2020 and my granny following him just 6 weeks later. Granddad's passing was expected after a long illness, but granny's came as a shock. My family and I were unable to spend any of her last weeks with her in hospital due to the coronavirus restrictions, although we managed to spend a few precious hours with her on the day that she passed. It broke my heart that my grandparents would never get to meet George. They'd had such a wonderful relationship with his big brother William, now 6. They were the first people I would have shared my joy with. New house, new baby. I'd had such high hopes for 2021 when it started, as my granny would have been 90 years old and I turned 40 in the July. And now suddenly, just like that, she'd gone. My granny was a spiritual person. She told me that she had ghostly visitations in the past from spirits who she believed were her own parents. I'd never seen a ghost myself, but just after granny died, I found myself crying alone in my bed one night. Unable to sleep, I lay there sobbing, and suddenly I felt a gentle finger brushing my cheek as if someone was wiping away the tears. This was no dream. I was wide awake. Thank you, Granny, I whispered, smiling through my tears. It could only have been her. And she'd not been the only one to have visited our home. Recently, after gently placing George to sleep in his crib, I clambered into bed, exhausted. My husband tiptoed in to bring spare bottles and formula ready for George's night feed, before he headed off on his night shift. A couple of minutes later, I felt a hand on my shoulder, just a soft touch, as if someone was trying to get my attention without frightening me. I turned, expecting to see my husband there, having forgotten to tell me something, but there was no one there. Instead of feeling scared, I was comforted. Don't ask me how I knew, but I was certain that I'd been visited by my granddad. I whispered out loud, "Love you too. Now, if you could just go get George to sleep through the night, that'd be great." That's the same thing I used to ask as well. I know for a fact that our loved ones may be on the other side, but they still watch over us. They'll let us know that they're there any way they can. Love is the one thing that stretches across the divide. So I just wanted to read that out because I know it's one of those things where I often get messages from my great-grandparents that never met me, and they still come through with messages and things. Just because people are over there doesn't mean they don't know us, doesn't mean they aren't watching over us, and doesn't mean that they do see their family growing and take just as much pride in enjoying it as they would if they were so here. So thank you for listening to me. I'm going to pass you over to Graham.
Okay. I don't normally do addresses, but on the way here tonight, because Roz isn't here, she normally does quick addresses, or some of them are quite long-winded, but they're very good because it's to the point. Now, I haven't asked Roz's permission if I can say all this because she's not here. She won't know, will she? No, she won't.
I'm not going to tell her.
No. All basically is that when I'll just make out that I'm saying it, but it's her address. So you have to imagine Roz standing here. Who believes in the parking angels? You go down, you can't. I'm never going to park, and you say, "Angels, can I park?" You park, don't you? There's always somebody pulls out. Yeah. Likewise, who believes in guardian angels? Everybody. I think if you didn't believe in guardian angels, then you may not be very spiritual. I don't know. But her experience with a guardian angels came about when she wanted to go to Germany because my daughter lives in Germany. So she wanted to go for a week. And I'm going back pre-COVID, but she does suffer from asthma anyway. And she decided that she wanted to go. And I said, "You sure?" So she said, "Yeah." She said she's confident about getting on the plane. But the scenario came about when she was on Ryanair, she became very tight-chested because she believes that the air quality isn't that brilliant. Cheap tickets, cheap air. That's her scenario. But when she got off the plane, Nuremberg is not like Stansted. You do not go sort of that door down there and the next door you're out. Literally, if everyone's been to Nuremberg, it's up, down, upstairs, 3 flights of stairs, no lifts. And of course, by the time she got to the big stairs, she had it, and she had to sit on the suitcase. Everybody walked past. No one said, "Are you all right?" No one, except for one person. And there's a 20-year-old, and he said, "Are you all right?" So she said, she could hardly talk. And he said, "Well, I'll get a wheelchair for you." Of course, no wheelchairs to be seen. So he asked the policeman, because the police are out there everywhere, guns and everything. And he says, "Have you booked a wheelchair?" So Oz said, "No." Okay. So she had to wait 10 minutes. And this gentleman, who I'm going to call Peter, actually, no, sorry, it just came to me. His name was Damien, believe it or not. And he disappeared. He arranged a wheelchair. And he said that when I get the wheelchair, you sit on my suitcase, which is a pink one, believe it or not. And she said at the time, "It suits you, it's the pink, you know." And my point is that he was late for his plane. He arrived half hour late. He still got his plane, but he was going to the certain part of the airport to get his plane, and he stopped to help Roz. And I firmly believe that if he hadn't have stopped to help Roz, I'll be telling you a different story now, because he was really a lovely gentleman. And it was really sad that Roz never got his number or anything, but he was so helpful to her. And in the end, she was fine. They got a wheelchair. And of course, when she went through customs, picked up a suitcase, not literally, but on her lap, first thing her daughter said was, "And where have you been, mother?" But yeah, there is a funny side of it, but there is a serious side, because you don't know who you're sitting next to. You don't know, you could be I don't know, you got Tesco around here. You know, you just smile at people because you don't know, they could be your guardian angels. I mean, likewise myself, I can remember I took the dog out when I was a lot younger, and I was overdoing it, and I collapsed in the street, literally exhaustion. And my dog went home. 3 or 4 streets down, he went home because my ex-wife came out, found me, got an ambulance. But the guardian angel was this lady came out and helped me, you know. And it was nothing serious. It's just exhaustion and, you know, stress as well. But you never know who your guardian angel is. And wouldn't it be nice in this lovely world of ours, sometimes not lovely, is that just once a day smile at somebody. I tried that once in Stevenage, just going through town, hello. After the third time, I gave up because I'm sure word got around because people looked at me and went the other way.
I do that, but then people look at me and I can see them trying to figure out where they know me from. And
Yes,
it's
right.
quite confusing for them, so I do it a little bit more now.
I've been retired about 7 years. We was in Asda the other day, and the lady came up, Graham, how are you? I haven't seen you. Are you still there? Where are you working now? I said, I've retired 7 years. Really? That's why I haven't. Who the dickens is her? So I just had to go along with it, you know. But, you know, she could be a guardian angel. But, yeah. So enough of that. But thank you for listening to that. But yeah, I'm sure Ros could say it a lot better than what I did. Because I think there's a little bit more to it. But I didn't want to bore you. Have you ever been to church? I mean, I used to go to Methodist church millions of years ago. The minister used to do half-hour sermons, they call it. it's like, oh, trying to wake up, you know. But anyway, I shall carry on. There's a lot of orbs around here, and I think Willow's right. Somebody just went, that's what nearly bowled me over as well. And this gentleman's over there, I think he's waiting in the wings. Can I come to you, please, madam? I do have a gentleman, not this lovely gentleman, and I feel as though what he's saying to you is, you know, you're like this all the time, waiting. I didn't explain how I work. I'm a direct medium, sorry. I'm a direct medium. I don't mind no's. I love yeses. I don't do maybes. If I give you monthly, it's just a link to you. I don't get names so much these days. I get songs, but Roz said, don't you sing tonight because you'll empty the place. But if I just give you the name of the song, it might be a link to you. Probably won't happen tonight. It didn't happen last week when I was working somewhere else. But I feel as though this gentleman has just come in and he's getting very emotional because he's coming through as and I don't want to put anyone upstairs who's not, but I feel as though it's a father figure around you who's upstairs, and he's just getting very emotional because I feel as though this father's the first time he's been through to come to you, and he's just explained to you that sometimes you don't know which direction you want to turn around at the moment. There's that song, isn't it? Dizzy, I'm so dizzy. See, I'm not allowed to sing, but he's just saying that about being dizzy, that you don't know which direction to turn, and he's just trying to say, right, can you just? He's not being rude here, and I'm certainly not being rude. He's just saying to you, stop, turn round, and look where you're going. There's nothing to do with crossing the road, so no harm is going to come to you. But he's just saying, stop. Can you just look round to see where you're going, rather than wondering which direction to go next as well. Okay. He's given me the name of George around you. Can you take a George, please, around you? And no, on the earth plane. Oh, in spirit. Well, he just said George, so I don't know whether it's up or down because he just went like that. He said, but he was quite I wouldn't call him, and he still is. When I say he was quite a comedian on the earth plane as well. He liked a bit of a joke. He was never the one to be serious all the time. Although I know he did have the serious streak around him. You wouldn't mess with this gentleman, that's for sure. But he liked a bit of banter as well, and that's especially with his wife as well. Was he married more than once, please? I don't like asking questions because I get it. Yes. Yeah, thank you. because he's just saying, he's showing me actually 2 wedding rings on his finger as well. And he's also showing me there's a bit of pain down his arm with him as well. And I'm not saying you're going to get heart attack. You've got too much to do. But it's just showing me that you've just had it may be some time ago that he's just showing me a bit of pain down his arm. So whether you broke your arm or got RSI, whatever they call it. I'm not a doctor, but tennis elbow, because he keeps doing it. He's just giving you a bit of healing around here as well. And as he's coming through with great, he called it, I can't say that, bolshy energy, but that, when I say that, that means to say he was not a very nice man. But I feel as though when he wanted to say something, he's straight to the point. And I wouldn't call it bolshy, I'll call it forward. I'll call it a determined man as what he wanted to do when he was on the earth plane. If he knew he had to do something, he'd make sure that everything was done right. He's showing me like a rubber stamp, and everything had to be stamped. You remember the old post office? I used to love going to the post office with a little savings book, and it's like boom, 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 boom. I was fascinated with that, and I always thought one day I'm going to work in the post office, but it didn't come to that. But I feel as though there's a lot of things around you that need to be put in order around you, as in, you know, I've done that, I've done this. You do affirmations, don't you? When you wake up in the morning, you wake up in the morning and you say, right, is that rain? Oh, there's a kill. Sorry, not on wide if it was rain, but there's affirmations about today I'm going to do this and do that. And he's the one that instigates that thought. We all think we think, but they don't. We don't. It comes from spirit. And he's the one that's putting. I've just said to him, can he slow down? Because he's really getting excited now. And as his vocabulary is getting faster and faster, and I can't do 2 things at once. But he's just saying, okay, I just said to him, slow down a bit, please, because I'm finding it difficult to listen to him now. When you make affirmations that it's the right thing to do for that particular day, you think you're thinking about it, but he's telling you what to do in a nice way, spiritually wise as well, okay? But I'm bringing a lovely lady through to you, and she's giving you like lilies for you. And I don't particularly like lilies because they always remind me of funerals. But I feel as though, okay, did you know a lily? I feel as though you knew someone called Lily. Your nan, okay. But that's the way he just wants to represent that name in flowers for you as well, okay? It's all names and flowers now. He's giving me, I'm going to run out because if I repeat it, people will think I'm repeating this, but I'm not. I don't do that. But he's also giving me Daisy. There's a memory link of daisy chains with you when you was a young lady. And he's saying that those were lovely days that he enjoyed. You know, he loved you being around him, etc., etc. And he does know that there was a bit of a gap in yours and his life that you didn't see each other for some considerable time. But he said that gap is now re-established. He said, I'm like super glued to you now. He said, I've looked for you for quite some time and I found you. Even in the spirit world, I was there for you. And he says, he knows that things were a bit difficult at one point around the family issues. And he said, but that's personal between you and him. It's nothing to do with me or anyone else. But he says, please take my love, because he said, I've always loved you, I still love you, and I always will love you as well. Okay, so I'll leave that with you. Thank you. Because I'm a medium, sometimes mediums work on a psychic level. Sometimes they get, you know, they might see this lovely lady, say, you've had a bad day. I know you haven't. But sometimes that they use that as a tool to get messages through as well. And sometimes it's, you know, I've met mediums. I meet mediums all the time. I'm not being big-headed, but we have a little chin wag and everything. And I've met some who say you should never do psychic in front of, you know, like congregation or. And another medium says, well, there's nothing wrong with that because you're still giving messages. But sometimes the psychic, that's just a tool, because I have to come to this lovely, lovely lady in green. And I know you are a member of the committee, aren't you? But, yeah. Okay. The psychic part is that spirit are telling me you're almost like you are, this is definitely psychic, okay? Because I've got it from my spiritual guide to tell you from the spirit world that it's almost like you're waiting at the bus stop, waiting for the right bus to come along so you can hop on and carry on with your spiritual journey. But that spiritual journey isn't like like a hopper bus we have in Stevenage, but like a big double-decker bus. So you've got a lot to do spiritually, but you have to, it's your impatience to get on that spiritual bus to go along. And I know you are very spiritual because you've got a lovely spiritual aura around you. And what they're saying to me, okay, they just brought a lovely lady through, and I feel as though it's a mother figure. Would you, no, I'm asking questions, please don't. This is the trouble with me. You know, they make me ask questions, and I don't like asking questions. Right, your mother's in spirit, please. No. Okay. Can you accept the fact that sometimes she is and sometimes she isn't? If it's a no, don't be afraid to say no. That she's in sometimes she goes off on like a days or no. Okay. I know I'm with you. Okay. Well, right. Your mother and your grandmother had the same energy. And it's almost like, you know, if there were twins, which we'll come to in a minute, if there were twins, a medium could get mixed up with the energy of your mother and your grandmother. And I feel as though this is possibly then your grandmother using the energy of your mother. I know it sounds a bit strange, but sometimes when mediums work, they do get mixed up because the energy is the same. And it's splitting that, you know, it's very difficult. I feel your grandmother was a very colourful character. Yeah, and I feel as though she always liked wearing colourful clothes with hats. And she's just holding a hat pin to me, and I've gone, whoa. No, but she is laughing because she's saying to me, that spiritual bus you have been on, but you're a bit not scared or frightened, but you're a bit concerned that someone might burst your bubble, your spiritual bubble around you. There's someone that's saying, why do you want to go there for? You know, once you're dead, right, this may be true, maybe not, but it's like a scenario. And Roz is very good with scenarios. She always has lots of negative, believe it or not, a lot of negative scenarios. But I feel as though you're a bit concerned that somebody might sort of say to you, what do you want to go there for? Once you're dead, you're dead. And it's like that bubble's being burst in you, although it takes a lot, because that is not going to happen. But that's your fear. It's like you're always in the back of your head. But please don't worry, because this lovely lady, she is your guardian angel, this lovely grandmother of yours, and she's the one that is right behind you, gently pushing you along. Never mind what anybody else says. I feel as though some people in the family even says, you know, they know you're spiritual, but they don't talk about it because they feel that they just sort of say, nah, rubbish, you know. But when you have verification of it, you've got 3 or 4 children, please. You've got 3 or 4 children, sort of. Always wanted that. No, I'm joking. Okay, she's coming through as 3 or 4 children, and I feel as though there may be children that's in sometimes in another place that you don't see much of them as well. But having said that, she's saying there was at one time in your life a lot of children around you. So there may be a teaching scenario, or even, I don't know, they're just showing me a lot of children around you as well. And I feel as though you're young at heart all the time. You like a bit of a laugh. Are you linked to this gentleman next to you, please? Are you linked to this lovely gentleman next to you? Because as I'm talking to you, there's like a rainbow of aura that's sort of just gone. That's a brilliant. That is a very good thing as well. And I feel as though, you know, even someone on the earth plane could be your guardian angel that you wouldn't be without. You know, I don't call it domestic at all. You know, I'm not like that. But you two are like, you two are like magnets, okay? And I'm not saying that at one point there was the negative and positive, that it was difficult. Yeah, everybody has ups and downs, and I love Roz to bits, but sometimes in the mornings you've got to be a bit careful with what you say. Believe you me, you have. But you learn, don't you, sir? You learn after a few years what to, how to deal with it. Okay. But it's dealing with spirit as well. That you get a lot of messages, you get a lot of ideas and inspirations around you. Just of late as well, I'm just jumped to you, sir, that you do get a lot of ideas and inspirations about how you should deal with spirit. Not that you get any negativity or none of that poltergeist, but actual spirit, how you deal with it, how to proceed in your own life, your own spiritualism, how to continue on walking the path to spiritualism, because I feel as though now you're not walking, you're almost running, because you're going on that so much that I feel as though you could be out here as well, because that's where you're in a circle, isn't it? Yeah, I know you're in a circle because they just put like a circle around your head, because I get a lot of symbolic messages as well, and they're just saying to me, uncross your arms and they can get to you. No, it's not me. It's not me. It's what they're saying. And it's not a case of, when a medium always goes to ladies, you look extremely worried, madam, or you're just concentrating. It's not a case of when mediums go to ladies that they're more open and they're easier to read. I used to feel that when I first started up 10, 15 years ago. I never used to go to gentlemen, never. But now it doesn't really bother me now, because I feel as though spirit is in everybody, and this is not another address. But I feel as though spirit with you're so open to spirit, and you're open to suggestions about how you should go along in this lovely life of yours. And I feel as though it's getting stronger by the day. This is why I'm getting running around you. And you both read for each other, they just told me. This lovely lady, his grandmother, she knows you as well, doesn't she? This lovely grandmother. Well, you felt her. She is right behind both of you, because she's putting both her arms around you. And I feel as though you do feel like a shiver up your spine as well. And she's just given me the name Gloria. Maybe not be her name, but she has given me a name of Gloria. She said it's a bit like Gloria. Oh, I can't sing that, but it's a bit like Gloria in Excelsis Deo. Is there another? See, they're really testing me tonight. Can I say that there's another religion in the family? It could be Roman Catholic, but not spiritualism. Another religion. No? Maybe it's more to do with you, sir.
Someone wanted it to be, but I booted it.
Right, okay, that's fine. Yeah, because you'll have to ask Roz one night to do the address on Helen Shapiro. We all know about Helen Shapiro, don't we? Yes, well, if she finds out you're spiritualists, I haven't had a drink. If she finds out you're spiritualists, you'll be gone, because she does not like spiritualists. And that's amazing. We went to one of her bit of a do's, and she was up on stage, walking back to happiness, all that, love and light and everything. And then she started talking about her life. And Moss said to me, she said, I didn't know she was Jewish. I said, of course she is, with the name of Shapiro. And then she started talking about her life, and she actually dumped the Jewish faith. Everything. Books burnt, everything. And this isn't gossiping, because she made it public that she's not Jewish anymore. And she decided to become Baptist. Now, Baptists do not like spiritualists. And she, hellfire and brimstone, anyone that's spiritualist will go down. And we're sitting in the audience of 500. We're sitting there, and I'm going, I want to get out of here. And we did. We snuck out. And people were saying, where are they going? I said, we're lucky to make it home, let alone the car park. But that's the sort of thing where people can really sort of, if you like, maybe in a nice way, maybe not a very nice way, have a go at you. I mean, my daughter's husband, or my stepdaughter's husband, he would not have anything to do with. So I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it. Yeah, I don't talk about it. And it's just like, if he does come up with it, he might make a vague comment or a sarcastic comment. That's being blunt. And then exactly what you say, when the words get me, I just swipe it away and change the subject. So this is what you get. And I feel as though with you, it's the same. It just goes over your head. But, there's an old saying, isn't there? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt me. But words do hurt. They do hurt. And I feel as though when you was a lot younger, because she's gone back to you as well, that, she was very protective of you because words did hurt. And I feel as though a lot of people around you used to hurt you with words as well when you was a lot younger. We call it, which I mustn't say, because I worked at a hospital and I used this one word in 10 years, a bully. She could be a bully. I'm not calling you a bully, but I feel as though someone around you was bullying you. And if it was today's sort of scenario, it'd be different, okay? But we all know how to deal with bullies. You'll know if you're in a circle. Do you run a circle?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know about protection.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That's why you're getting it from here.
Right. Okay.
Why you're getting it from here.
So Willow told you about protection, which is a fascinating subject. You can make a whole evening out of protection. But I'm not taking anything away from Willow because it's her circle, not mine. No. But it's just that they're just showing you how to protect yourself. But I don't have to tell you. Okay. Right, I'm going to give you March as an anniversary of celebration, anniversary, birthday, etc., etc., etc. There's quite a lot in March because this lovely lady. I'm going to call her Gloria. I know it's not her name because she's just all she ever says to me. I'm Gloria. I feel so she got a bit confused when she was elderly. I'm 72, and I believe you me, I get confused. I was in. Do you know what? I was in Asda's day. Self-service. I loaded up my trolley, and I started to walk away, and it said I owed £40 or something. And the lady says, "You haven't paid, I said, "Oh, sorry." She didn't believe me. I had a male moment, but she's just sort of saying that things around you, no, not around you, sorry, things around her got a bit confused before she passed. And it's like the communication wasn't that brilliant as well, okay? But she does send love to both of you. You have been together for quite a considerable amount of time as well, but you still got a lot to do together. And I feel as what she's saying to you is, yes, we all wake up in the morning, thank goodness. We all wake up in the morning, we do our daily blah, 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 whatever we've got to do. But your spiritual life, I know, is on another road, but it's like you, sir, are pulling this lovely lady. Come on, hurry up. So this gentleman is like the leader of you, and in a nice way, he's just gently, because you doubt yourself too much spiritually. And they're just saying, with hands on the heart, they are going to really pull you along faster from tomorrow morning. So watch out. Mind you don't slip in the rain. I'll leave that with you too as well. Thank you. Excuse me, I've got over. I'm surprised. I know there's a lot of spirit around here, but sometimes my throat just packs up when there's a lot of spirit as well. So, yeah, so can I come to you, sir? I have a David in the spirit world. I know it's I wonder what that was. I have a David in the spirit world. I know it's a generalistic name that any medium can sort of say, I've got a David, I've got a John, but this David is quite significant to you. It may or may not be in a family, but actually he's just come up right behind you and leant over you and just jokingly said, it's me, it's me. And as he's walking around, he's got a drum in his, like a spiritual drum, and he's banging it. Now, why the goodness sake is he banging the drum for you? Well, that's to me is symbolic, because I said I'll get psychic and mediumship. Sometimes they go hand in hand, really. And as he's coming around, I feel as though, okay, he just said, you do know him. It's outside the family. You used to work with a David, that Pastor Spirit, please. Many years ago.
I can't make him remember now.
Okay.
You would not believe the amount of people that when I worked in the factory or you went through.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do. I used to work at a precious metal company. I started when I was 16 and I was there for 38 years. And I think I must have known about 500-600 people. Yeah, a lot of them were Davids, but nonetheless, this David is right with you, because what he's saying to you is you've got to bang the drum about something that's around you. You mustn't mark time. You must bang the drum and do something about a situation that's around you today. Well, what's left of it as well. And I feel as though this is learning to say no rather than keep on about things. You just sort of say no. Someone's not getting on at you, but someone's keep asking you for money or your advice. But it's exasperating because I feel as though what he's saying to me is that you said no before and it just doesn't seem to work as well. Okay? Now, Willow was doing a lovely dance before the service, and they're showing me that you're quite a good mover as well. Okay, but it's basically, I think, what I feel as though what he's saying to me is, don't dance to other people's tunes as well. It's not Willow; it's dancing to other people's tunes, and it's just learn to sort of say no and learn to sort of stand still. Your father in spirit, please. That's a grandfather then, because he's just come up and saluted you. I feel as though he's got like an army uniform on, or a uniform on. I'm not very good at uniforms, and he's just literally saluted you because he said, you've been through the mire. That's what he said. He said, I went through the mire, and he's just saying, he knows that you went and have been through the mire as well. And you come out the other side, if you like, smelling of roses, because you've been through like a dark tunnel in your life. I feel as though there's been relationships breaking up as well. He's just saying to me, because he's just showed me a ring that's been removed from your finger as well. And he said that there's lots of troubles with, I don't go too personal here, but there's lots of troubles with, you've got children, please? There's lots of troubles with the children as well. They took one side and then took the other, and they're like backwards and forwards. And it was like, it's like a bit like a lovely lady. You just didn't know which way to turn. Okay, and they basically said the same thing as what they said to that lovely lady. He's just saying you learn to sort of sit down and get advice from somebody that's quite close around you, a lovely lady that's around you, and you listen to what she was saying, and it made all the difference. And it's like this lady then, because he's been here all evening, he's saying exactly what you said, Graham. This lady is like a guardian angel around you, very supportive, he's saying you have got a guardian angel, and it's a nurse. It's a nurse from the 1940s, because they show me like a nurse's uniform, but who she is or what she is, I have no idea. They're just showing me a nurse who's standing behind you. She's got both her arms on your shoulders. Give me a bit of healing around this area. Do you suffer from stiff necks or crick necks? They're just showing me occasionally, but it's nothing to worry about. And I've got this lovely gentleman as well who had selective hearing as well. And it's like whether he's upstairs or downstairs, no idea, but he's got selective hearing. And I feel as though he only wants to hear things that really what he wants to hear. Okay? But that could be in the nicest possible way a message for you, because sometimes some time ago you only choose really what you wanted to hear. Now I may be going back 5 years plus ago because you're a different person now, and I feel as though you do take advice on board, and you do take your tablets. Now, I'm not saying you're on tablets. What's a trucking? I didn't mean that, but it's like, if I could take you back 5 years plus ago, you wouldn't take tablets because you said they'll be no good to me. You in the nicest possible way. I keep saying that because I've got to say it. That you knew best. They didn't know anything. But now you understand that as you're getting older, you have to keep having this advice about what you want to do and how you want to proceed. That was long-winded. I could have probably made all that because it's what this lovely gentleman's saying as well. Okay. I used to know a lovely medium who used to come around the house doing drumming. And once he said, "Oh, can I bring my drum, Graham?" I said, "Yeah, of course you can." My goodness me, the drum was from the floor, that diameter. But good job the neighbours were good because he literally banged that drum and the cat legged it. The budgerigar, no, it didn't. But this drum is quite big. So you need to bang the drum about a lot of things around you as well. I've got to give you the name Susan as well. But this is strange because sometimes they just come in and I do jump. And I didn't warn you at the beginning, I do jump. They give me blackberries as a memory link for you. Like you're picking blackberries. Could you take, I'm not saying can you remember you picking blackberries, but I feel as though I need to ask you on a psychic level, can you sort of recall you're giving advice to somebody and you just sort of say, just deal with one thing at a time rather than putting all like eggs in one basket. But they give me like little minor niggles around you. And it's just like you are guardian angel to somebody else. That you just say, just deal with one thing at a time rather than put all the. But blackberries, your mother used to make blackberry pie.
Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, she just comes. Just mother's upstairs, please.
Yeah.
Because she's cooking one for you right now. Because she said, "Son, I love you to bits, but you did like my cooking, and I'm doing all pies for you, but your favourite was blackberry pie." There's that nursery rhyme. Maybe that's to do with a nursery rhyme, 20 blackbirds in a blackberry pie. I don't know what, I can't remember. I'm too old for that now. But she enjoyed her cooking and baking, and she was always in the kitchen, always busy as well. Okay, she's just sending his love to you as well. Can you take the name Carol, please? Carol, that's just a link for you that I just want to come through. Also, I've got to give you August as well. And a passing at Christmas. Now he's on to one now. He's banging a drum. A passing at Christmas, not on Christmas, maybe a little bit before, a little bit after, but he's saying there's a passing in the family around about Christmas time. You take that. If it's a no, don't be afraid to say no.
I think there is.
Yeah. Then just take it. And then when you get home, you remember.
Yeah, I'll remember it. I've got some sort of inclination.
No, that's fine. Yeah. It's not fun for them because they're upstairs, but I feel as though they enjoy. I feel as though when it's downstairs, they enjoy the party, or you enjoy a bit of a do around you as well. You like socialising as well, more so now than what you used to, because you're a different person now.
Yeah.
But I feel as though that they're just saying to me, there's a lot of celebrations coming up between now and Christmas for you as well. Okay, and I will leave that with you because I've got to dive on. Can I come to that lovely lady in blue, please? Okay. Yeah, you. It's me. Can you take a Carol in the spirit world, please? Or Caroline? No? Because this lovely lady's standing right behind you and she keeps saying to you, I'm Carol, I'm Carol. It may be somebody you're at school with. Maybe not, but she's just saying, I'm with you. And I feel as though, right, your mother's in the spiritual world. She's upstairs. Your mother? No. I don't want to put anyone upstairs who's not, because this lovely lady is coming across as not very tall, and she lost a lot of weight when she passed. So we may be talking about your grandmother here. She lost a lot of weight before she passed, and she said, "Do you know what, Graham?" She said, "I love you to bits, not me, you." And I feel as though she was quite. She said, "Don't you dare!" I wouldn't call her FAT, but she was quite rotundal. You had a bit of weight on her. But I feel as though when she passed, she lost a lot of weight. And she said, there's a lot of me that was wasted away. And she said, but my love for you never wasted away. So I am now, no, it's definitely grandmother figure around you as well. She's just giving you a bit of warmth because she's saying that you've sometimes, it's two things here, she's just said to me. Sometimes you feel cold in your body, but sometimes as well that you feel cold, that you've been left out. And you keep getting that feeling that you've been left out of things that's going along around you. Look, we're all friends here. Yeah, you feel as though you want to give each other a hug, but it's allowed. I think that's one thing that you miss, because I feel as though there's a gentleman who's definitely in the spirit world that he's just come through to me. It's either a partner or a husband that he's come through to me and said he hasn't been up there very long. Now, whether he has or hasn't, to me, even if it's 30 years, it's like a minute upstairs. You know, my mum and dad, they've been past now 25 years, roughly each, and they've only been through to me once. Thank you. You know, they never come through to me. But I feel as though this gentleman, he wants to come through to you, and he just wants to warm you up with a hug as well, because you doubt yourself about your own spiritualism, but there is life after life, and he's saying that there is certainly a lot of things to be said around you that needs to be sorted out, and that's with family as well. It's like, forget about the old traditions of whatever you've been through in the past. You need now to step forward and come out of that room. He just said to me, come out of that room, because there's a room in your head. He's just giving you like a, if you like, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, like a golden key. And it's a chocolate bar, but that's what he's explaining. But now you can open the door and you can see a bit of light that's around you, because he's saying that it's like you, and I'm not saying, you know, you're depressed or anything, but I feel as though you could be happier with the situation that's around you at the moment. You've got lovely friends in this church, in this group, in this meeting. You've been here because he said he came here last time and you weren't here. Right. Well, he was here. He was sitting there waiting for you. Okay. I know it's a strange name. I've got to give you a name, Dorian or Doreen, around you. No? I bet I've moved on. I don't want to leave you just like that. But actually, he's just saying, he was a gentleman, this husband stroke partner of yours. He was a gentleman. If there wasn't much to say, he wouldn't say it. But whatever he did say, he'll say it and he'll leave the room. And it's like, I'm not saying his fault, but he thought you was always okay with situations and feelings that is like, okay. But he never actually said to you, are you all right? He just went off on one, went off, okay? But he's just saying sorry for that. He said he did care for you and he still cares for you, but on the earth plane, he could have been a lot more caring, a lot more empathetic, that word, around you, and he's just giving you a kiss on the cheek, which I feel as though in public that was a massive thing for him to do, okay? But he has just done it, because I see as well, okay? But he's just sending his love to you as well. But he will not take the name Doreen or Dorian around away from you. So it's something for you to think about, okay? Thank you for working with me. Can I come to you, please? Oh, you're ever so serious there.
She's faking it.
No, I can't believe it. Okay. I've got a lovely gentleman, and I know this is a father figure who's in the spirit world, and he's just said, look at me, Graham, and he sat there as I was talking to that lovely lady at the back, and he's put a pair of tap shoes on. Now, I'm not saying that he was by any means on stage to be a tap dancer, but he's doing like a good old tap with his shoes as well. And I feel as though this is some of the things, I don't want to scare you, but do you hear tapping at home? Like clicking or tapping? No, you don't. Well, you might do. But if you do, do. If you do, then it'll be this gentleman just sort of trying to link with you at home. And don't be afraid, it's good energy. I don't want to scare the thing out. Is there an Irish link with you, please? No. I've got like a harp here. And we'll come back. Are you an Irish link? No. Because I'll tell you for why. He's pushed a great big harp in front of you. Now, just asking, why the dickens he done? And on a pint of Guinness, he's got that harp logo. And that's just developed into like a pint. And he's just saying cheers for you. Now, either I've missed a birthday or an important occasion just within a couple of weeks or something. That's your birthday, or there's anniversary or an important date in the last 2 weeks, because he's, like I say, he's got this pint of Guinness. Now, I'm not sure whether he likes Guinness or not. I used to, but I can't stand the stuff now. But he's just saying cheers to you. So can you take like an important date in the last two weeks? End of September, beginning. No, where are we? I don't know what. We're in October, aren't we? Yeah. But he just said to me, end of September, beginning of October. Or so there's an important date. That's why he's celebrating. He's celebrating that you're here tonight as well. Okay. But I can't take the Irish link away from you. Who's doing a family tree? Or used to think about doing a family tree? Maybe there is a family tree. And I said I wouldn't ask any questions tonight, but he's showing me the family tree.
I know where that's my mum.
Oh, is it?
That's hubby mummy. That's hubby mummy.
Oh, okay then.
He was literally talking to Corin yesterday, because Malcolm Corin came down yesterday, and he was talking about family tree and how he was looking at thought about people thinking about granddads.
Right.
And I said I can't do my granddad, I can't do yours.
And it's almost like there's a branch going to Ireland. This is what's to do with the harp and the pint of Guinness and the dancing. But when I say tap dancing, I know they don't do tap dancing in Ireland, because he showed me that, the Irish dancing. I know Scots up there, isn't it? And Irish is just down here, like when you're watching the river dance, because he's saying there's a lot of people around you dancing. Now I feel as though that could be symbolic to you, that in a nice way, there's a lot of people. Don't take this wrong. Please don't take this wrong. But in a nice way, there's a lot of people. You've got a lot of people looking after you, looking out for you, running around after you. I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, because you like people doing things for you, because it takes a lot for someone to say, hey, Mum, no, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. No, I'll do it. I want to do it. So you've got to learn to sort of say, yes, okay.
See, that's you going, no, I'll pay 30 quid for a taxi.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to come out and take the home.
Domestic.
They're on my side.
Okay. But he just saying that, learn to say yes. And I said to that lovely gentleman here that no, but you've got to learn to say yes. Oh, I can't say that word. No. You just said you can be a bit. Willie will know the word. I'm not saying it. I didn't say a word.
You don't like to, so you want to.
You've got to learn. Yeah. Yeah, Rosie's sister's 91, and she did not want to go to home. And I obviously didn't have much influence, but she said, we're going to find you in the house, old-fashioned house, at the bottom of the stairs one day. You've got, you need to think about your health situation. It's not anything to do with you, but this is an example. And now she's in a home. I think this is where Ros got a virus from, actually. But now she's in a home, she's better. She understands. But it's a thought of change around you. But you've got to think about people around you might not necessarily want to change you, but you've got to learn to say yes. But that's a great thing for you to be changed. Mindset changed. Just let everybody do it. Let people make you a cup of tea and a bit of cake. Doesn't matter, does it?
That's because I weren't here when you got here early. You had to make your own tea.
Oh,
How dare!
that's what he just said. Yeah, make your own tea. Okay, I'll leave that. I'll leave. Yeah, I'll leave that with you because I need to contact that lovely lady who just looked away from me at the end here. I'm going to change positions. Come over here. Never done that before. Oh, it's different over here. Wow.
That guy's still standing there.
Yeah. He's like a gentleman in the spirit world, a father figure, and I feel as though he's here quite a lot as well because you've been here before lots of times, and I feel as though he was like, I mean, there's some mediums. I know I use my hands a lot, and if it gets on anybody's nerves, say, put your hands away, Whitfield. But I do know other mediums who do wave their hands a lot, and I do know other mediums, which is nothing wrong with it, they pace, because that's the way they work. All the mediums work differently. And I feel as though this gentleman was a bit of a pacer. Even at home, he wouldn't sit down for 5 minutes because he's always busy, busy, busy. And you are busy, busy, busy. He just told me, because this is definitely a father figure. This is him saying to you that you're always busy, busy, busy writing. Now, it may be writing your life story, because I want to read it when you've written it, because you've got quite a colourful life to write about, haven't you? And well, I think everybody has got a story to tell up here, whether it's about their life or about somebody else's life. But there's a story that he's just saying that you need to either, if you haven't done it, you need to write it. Now, I'm not sure whether it means your life or a story, but there's a story up there as well. And it's not on the computer, it's handwritten as well. Who used to have the scrapbook that was never completed when you was a child, please? Yeah, and it's all like bits out of paper. It's almost like he's saying to me, someone in the family has got like a time capsule, but it's in a scrapbook. It's like looking back. Oh, he just said he's like looking back to Harold Wilson days. Goodness me, that's going way back, isn't it? But, you know, that's the sort of thing that he used to, maybe this was this gentleman who used to do it when he was younger. I know he's young, not so young when Harold Wilson, he's probably elderly when Harold Wilson was around, but he's going back to those sort of, that era, that political, because he liked a good old debate about things, and he also liked a bit of argument about things. But my father said to me, when he was on the earth, he said, Graham, when you get old, never argue about religion or politics. I don't. But later on, about 10, 15 years later, he said, do you remember that time I told you not to argue about religion and politics? He said, I've got another one, football. And I feel as though this is what he's just saying. So he's a man of few words again, but he was straight to the point. He's like, don't do this. And he put you on a straight and narrow. Not that you was not off the rails or anything, but you knew exactly where you stood with this gentleman. And he's just given me the name of Harry as a link around you, and Paul as well. Okay, please take it home. He's also given me the number 23 around you. Now, I wish they wouldn't do this to me. I don't do numbers in spiritual, but 23 is quite a spiritual number, and they're just giving it to you. Now, whether 23 means something else as well, like a house number or somebody's age around you at the moment, that's what he's given me as well. I feel as though it's more like to do with spiritual numbers more than anything. They just show me you symbolically getting on a plane because you're going to fly high. Okay, so I don't know, you booked a journey. Why is he handing me like 2 tickets for you? Have you just booked a holiday, please?
No.
You're thinking about it. Well, you're not. He is. He's pushing that thought into your head. And it's like sun, sea and sand, because this wet weather doesn't do you any good. I get knee trouble with you as well. Not knees, it's down. Kidney's just showing me down here. Feet, knees, hips. Well, I don't want to go too high. Okay. He's showing me that it does affect your walking then. Okay, but he's just giving you, he's one for verbally healing, but not physical healing. But he's just saying when he was upstairs, he said, "Oh, Graham, we're so busy up here, and it's busy, busy, busy." And I feel as though when he's learning healing, spiritual healing, he's the one that's going to come and give you that bit of healing on your hips as well. Okay, because I know it's where that doesn't do anybody any good whatsoever, does it? But even arthritis in the summer, it plays no end of troubles with Roz as well. And you've been to the opticians. You've got an appointment soon. Yeah, he's just saying that. And you can see when you've been to opticians, it's like he's saying you can see clearly now. Because there's that song, I can see clearly now. But I could hear Roz say, don't you sing, don't you sing. But I think the important part is, from this message tonight, is continue being yourself and write down things as well, because he just saying he does come to you in your dreams quite a lot. And I don't know whether he comes to, no, I shouldn't say that, I don't know. I do know. He comes to your dreams in like he's riding a motorbike as well. And he's just saying, that's not how he passed, but he's just saying when he's on a motorbike, things are speeding up around you and they're certainly going to be, he said, your life will be like 100 miles an hour. But you won't get a speeding ticket because there's lots of thoughts, words and ideas that's whizzing around your head at the moment. You need to put it down on paper. It's almost like he was a very articulate gentleman. He's always writing things down as to what, not necessarily affirmations, but what he should do that week as well. It's like he books an appointment for himself as well. He's very everything on paper sort of gentleman as well. And I know he loved reading the paper. I know he loved doing crosswords because he's got a lovely lady next to him as well. Not because he also has a lovely lady next to him doing some knitting. But then she started off knitting blue around you, and it's going to be like a long scarf. I don't do knitting, but that's what she told me. And she just gave me a wry smile. So could you say there's going to be like a new pattern of tiny feet in your family next year? Not that you're aware of. Okay, I'm not going to do future, but that's what she's knitting. It may be to do with your lovely scarf tonight. She just wants you to wear a different colour. Because you've got to look after your chest as well. Because you do suffer for your chest. Sorry, that's probably making the microphone go big bonkers here. But she's just tapping her chest and saying you do suffer with your chest in the winter. And I feel as though that's why she's knitting pretty fast, because she just said to me, the snows are coming. Funny. She's a funny lady, isn't she? Okay. And I've got two more, haven't I? How long have I got?
You've got about 10 minutes or so.
10 minutes, 5 minutes each. Okay.
No.
No. When they come for us, I need to come to you anyway, madam. I've got a lovely lady, and I feel as though again she's rather larger than life figure. She's in the spirit world, and she's just saying to me, "Don't put all your problems into one bag. Separate it out." So now I'm going to say, "Bag? How many bags have you got?" This is me and this lovely lady having a bit of a laugh, not at your expense, but she enjoyed life and she enjoyed life after life as well. It's a bit similar to this lovely lady next. She enjoyed a dance. She enjoyed socializing with people as well. She wouldn't have any problems about meeting people, coming round to her house for a cup of tea, because the doors was always open. Because she said when she was a lot younger, she never used to lock her front door. And she said a lot of the time she was spiritual, your mother? Not that you're aware. Well, she's saying to me she was, because she said like the doors of her front door being open, she always had open doors for new ideas, for spirit coming in as well. Are you aware that she did tea leaves at all? Yeah. Somebody around her used to do tea leaves, and they used to sort of gather in the kitchen, she's showing me. It may not be her then, it could be her friend, because they always believe dabble is not the right word, but they used to having a lovely bit of a chat about spiritual things as well around her as well. She always, I know they do, she always liked having her hair done at least once a week, and she used to like the pampering of herself. Even when she was in a nursing home before she passed, it's like she was, before then, she was in and out of hospital. And I feel as though at one point she just said to me, when I was in the chair, they thought I passed the spirit. That's her way of putting it, in the chair. But I know she passed when she was in bed. And I do know that there's a lot of people around her. She said she can still feel a warm kiss on her forehead as well. But she's saying, you gave her a kiss on the forehead. No? Okay. That's to me, that's a new avenue for me. She's just saying she felt a warm kiss on the forehead. I don't want verification about that because she just said to me twice about that. And she's just saying she had two, when she was able to walk, she had 2 sticks as well when she walked with great difficulty. Not your mum. Yeah. Was she on crutches once? She showed me.
She had a walking aid.
Walking aid. It must have been one of those relator frames then. That's why she thought it was sticks. I'm not making excuses. No. But she said to me, there's 2 walking sticks. Your father had 2 though? Like, no? Okay.
Yeah, he had 1.
Okay. But one actually was changed later for a new model.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. So in his possession, he had 2, although one he didn't. That's where she's coming from. Okay, that's fine. It's just verification she wants, to say that she's with you. Okay, she's also giving you April as a new beginning for you next year as well. So you think you see me, you've got a lot to do yet, you know. That's what she's saying. Okay, you've got sister and spirit, please.
Not that I'm aware.
Not there.
But I have my vision.
Yeah. She's just saying there's another lady in spirit who's your sister and she's absolutely fine. She's looking after you as well. Again, like a guardian angel with you. Okay, so don't ever doubt spirit because they're always with you. Okay, and I'll leave that with you. Can I come to that lady at the end, please? Okay. Why are they clapping? Are you in a circle, please? No. They're clapping. Have you achieved something of late that you thought you never could? I mean, I know we all go daily routines, etc. But I feel as though there's been some good news in the past sort of 3 or 4 weeks that spirit are clapping you because I've got a lovely lady behind you and she's just done that to me. Okay, so you're keeping mum about it, that you've achieved something. It could be something strange, it could be something bizarre, but you've achieved something that you haven't done. This could be even sort of either starting to learn to swim or starting, because they're showing me you swimming. That's what it is, okay? Because she's clapping and it's taking a long time for you to sort of achieve that goal. Well, with me as Graham, you would never catch me anywhere near a swimming pool. I was pushed in when I was a child. That was it for forever. Yeah, but she is clapping you, and I feel as though this is a mother figure because she's always acknowledged that you could do things that you sort of said, no, I can't do. And when she said, oh, go on, you've got to do it, it took a lot of nagging for you to do it, but in the end, you did it. And that's going through all of your life, even up to the point when your mother passed the spirit. She's still, in a nice way, she's still on your back, sort of saying, try new things. Now, she said she's not going to, by any means, say you should jump off a bridge on a bungee, but somebody said that to you a few years ago, not asking you to do it, but saying you could do it. And you say, yes, I can, but I'm not going to. But the swimming part of it is, as well as you actually doing it and she's clapping you for it, it's almost like symbolic that you sometimes you go into your emotions a lot, and water's emotions, as you learn, if you're in a circle, water's to do with emotions. And I feel as though at the moment, your emotions are quite deep. that you need to get things sorted out in a nice way. But a lot of things have happened to you emotionally, and they are trying to sort it out for you. Now, when someone told me about, oh, Spirit going to sort out your job for you, even as a medium, I thought, they can't. How could they possibly do that? It takes months. It might take another 9 months. You know, I don't know whether I'm going to be invited back here, but I could be sitting here this time next year, and they haven't done it. But they are certainly working on your emotions as well. There's somebody around you that's quite draining of your emotions. Can you take that, please? And when it's drained, you've got to learn, as Willow can tell you, to put the mirrors up. Put the mirrors up or cut the cord with this person. Not to put him out of your life, but to learn how to sort of say, woo, just back off a bit. Because I know what it's like. We used to have people around our house, and there's one gentleman, actually it was a circle, there's one gentleman, when he left, me and Roz went, because they drain. They call it psychic vampires. They drain. They do drain you. And that is a word commonly used, even as mediums. You know, many, many years ago, I went somewhere. I had a headache. I was on it. It was just draining. But now you've just got to learn to sort of protect yourself, okay? But when you jump in symbolically, when you jump in the swimming pool, don't jump in the deep end. Jump in the shallow end, because that's where your emotions lie. They want you to jump in the shallow end. And that's a classic example of a psychic message rather than a mediumship message, because this lovely lady, all she did behind you was to give you a clap. And I feel as though that's what you needed to hear as well, that she's proud of you, and she always has been as well. As you're proud, you've got a son, please. You're proud of your son because he's going to go, well, who wouldn't be proud of the son? You know, I'm proud of my 2 sons, you know, and I feel as though you need, okay, she just said you need to tell him how much you're proud of him as well. Maybe you do, but she's just saying that as well. And long may your spiritual reign, because they've just put like a lovely, you know, that Carpenter's song, and they put moon dust on your hair on the day you was born, all of that. And I'm not going to sing it, but that's what they're doing to you. They're just putting like moon dust over your hair. And the angels said, you've got a lot of angels around you. And they are thinking, sitting at home, nothing's happening, but it does. They're there making you very spiritual as well. This lady, this mother figure, I feel as though she's very short of breath before she passed. It may be something to do with her chest, that I'm getting very short of breath with her. She can only come through for like spits and spats rather than, you know, a 20-minute message. She wouldn't be able to do it, because even now she's undergoing healing. I know she passed a long time ago, because she's just saying to me the healing process for her is quite a long time, because there's a lot of things to be sorted out. And she said, I did reject healing when I came up here because I didn't need it, I wanted it. But now she was told by this other gentleman who said to her, pointing fingers, you've got to have healing. And she understands now that she's not so, if you like, I don't like the word stubborn, but he just said to her, if you're not so stubborn, you need to have healing now, okay? So it's like if you like, he's looking after her. So don't be worried that she's not being looked after, because she is. And consequently, she's looking after you. And consequently, you are looking after your son. So what goes round comes round. And with that, thank you for listening to me. It's been lovely to see you tonight. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Would you join me in closing prayer, please? Dear Divine Spirit, we thank you for coming to this lovely church tonight to bring messages of comfort and joy, and be aware also that they are always with us, whether we're in a car, at home, and in a quiet. We thank you again for coming tonight. Amen. Thank you.